Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL, and if you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos, and in these videos I do not edit anything out. If anything, I kind of add to the video, and today we are going to activate Anderson Mountain, which is sort of between, well, it's in the western Piedmont section of the W4C territory. It's kind of an outlier summit. It qualifies for summits on the air, and I kind of laugh because before I came here I'd looked up some information about this site, and people called it uninspiring. Someone said there are no redeeming qualities about this site, and one person's blog entry was boring. That's all they said about it. And it is kind of trashy, and I mean there's just junk everywhere here. I don't know who actually owns this. It's perfectly fine to drive up here, though. There are no trespassing signs except for right around some of this TV and radio equipment, or whatever this is here. Actually, some Duke Energy stuff. There's some radio towers over there. It looks like an old fire tower or something, maybe, as well. But people obviously come up here and party it sometimes. Can't imagine this being a site I'd really want to go to for that, but it has some redeeming qualities, and you know what that is? So far in my Summits on the Air journey, all of the summits I've gone to have been ones where I hike anywhere from an hour to maybe 2 hours, or I'd say anywhere from a mile to 4 or 5 miles to a summit, and do my activation, then hike back. So anywhere, a round trip could be anywhere from 2 to 10 miles, depending on the summit. That's actually an aspect of SOTA that I really, really love. It gives me an excuse to go out, do some hiking, which I'm crazy about doing. I love hiking, and play radio. But there are a lot of people out there who have limited mobility and would like to do summit activations, and they feel like they're just completely out of reach. And I'm here to tell you this is a drive-up summit activation, and there are quite a lot of these. Especially, I think you find more of them in sort of foothill regions of states and countries and things, where you've got smaller prominences, and this is one of them. And a lot of them have communications equipment, because this is a great place for line-of-sight communications, and so they're very accessible. So don't think just because it's SOTA that you can't do SOTA activations if you have limited mobility. As you can see here, I've got a chair set up. Now, in Summits on the Air, you're not supposed to operate mobile, and I never do that anyway. I don't think I've ever made a video of me in a car operating, even if all my equipment's pretty much outside, like my antenna and stuff. It's just not my style. I don't do mobile activations of any sort. If I had a HF mobile, I'd probably consider doing it if weather was really horrible, or I decided to do some crazy Parks on the Air run where I was trying to fit a whole bunch in one day. Maybe I'd try that then, but actually this is more my style. I like being outdoors. I like doing everything just with all of my gear outdoors. And so this I'm setting up right next to my car. You can't beat that, but you can't be in your car for a SOTA activation. And there's no real way to hike into anything up here. There's not much to hike to be honest. Today, even here on this little summit, it's about 92 degrees, 93 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm in the shade, which is a good thing because it is really, really hot. In fact, this is reminding me that I need to put on a hat in case the sun shifts on me. And it's probably about right now, if you're new to this channel, you realize that I don't edit out even doing stuff in my car. So you're going to see everything. But you and I, we are going to sit down today and try to do this activation. And I'd love for you to try to follow along in CW. If you're learning CW, you'll hear me make mistakes, you'll hear me get things right, and you'll hear everything. And let's see what we can do. Now, I've got to tell you, it's going to take me a while to set this thing up. I have this kind of tripod, yet I'm using this Osmo action camera that has legs that are like this. I don't know if you can see that, but they're not ideal for this tripod. And I'm going to make it work, though, because it's all I've got today. And hopefully the audio will work, hopefully everything will work out. Oh, the antenna. So you can tell this is an Elecraft KX2, which is one of my go-to summit radios. The TX500, the MTR 3B. I like my little small portable radios, also the X5105 now. This is a speaker wire antenna. And I'll try to remember to link to a video where I built this during a park activation. All it is a 28.5 foot 16 gauge speaker wire that I split, made one 28.5 foot section for the radiator, one 28.5 foot section for the counterpoise, and I use this BNC binding post. And you can ignore this banana jack. I'm gonna actually take this off of the counterpoise. I don't really need that. Don't really want it on there anymore, and I'll probably remove it when I go back home. But these binding posts can bind directly to the wire. And I just finished using this exact same antenna at a park activation just moments ago, not too far from here. So let's see if we can get on the air and make this work. It's a little awkward for me to do this, but I'm gonna try to do it. As you can see, I've got my trusty rubber band holding up. It's still holding up pretty well. I get made fun of for this rubber band, and that's okay. All I really use it for is just to kind of keep it steady on here. And now let's see if I can position this so that you'll be able to hear me, hear the operating, hear everything. So give me just a moment here. I'm sorry about this. And I'll do my best to try to make this work. Let's see here. The trouble is I can't see this camera very well as I'm using it because the screen is really small. And let's see. I think I've got it in focus now. Let's look. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we're going to hop on here. Now I spotted myself I announced with an alert on the SOTA site that I would be here. However, now I'm going to spot myself. Let me see. Now, one thing you may have noticed all these communication towers, I was worried that the noise level would even be higher than this today, so I'm pleased that it is what it is. Let's see. Let's go into the SOTA Goat app. Here we go. Go here in the SOTA Goat. Look up this. Here we go. It's already on Anderson Mountain. So I'll put a new spot in. See if anybody's here. First of all, tune up. That's right. Okay, yep, I already tuned this. 14.041 CW, and that's it. So I just click save after this. Whoops. Okay. Let's try to get these pine needles off. I kind of believe every site's nice. We make the most of what we get, right? Hey, it's a summit. It's not exactly the Rockies, the Alps, or one of those amazing summits on the South Island of New Zealand. But it's a one-point summit. It's full of trash too, and normally I pick up trash wherever I go, but there's almost too much for me to pick up here. 2 W's there in a row. Oh, right, of course. Good to have Lima Alpha Foxtrot in here. Keep in mind I'm running 5 watts. I could be running 10, running 5. All right. I'm pretty weak on his end. Nice call sign. Very nice. That's a nice run. So I've already got my activation complete in terms of it being valid. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contacts. I only need 4. This is the great thing about SOTAs. I feel like it's really, really easy to make your contacts in a SOTA activation. Okay, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to let's listen for anyone here. I need to go grab my microphone from the car. I'll be right back, and we'll try to do a little single sideband. I got to grab my mic earlier, and any YouTuber worth their salt would not leave the camera running, but that's not me. Just going to plug in the hand mic for this. Now, technically, I wouldn't have to do this. There is a built-in mic on the KX2, but I just like using a regular mic. It keeps my audio, I think, a little bit better, a little bit more level. So 20 meters. Let's see if we can get anybody on single sideband here. Is this frequency in use? Can we get a match? Can we get a match? I've never used this antenna with this radio, I don't think. Nope. Okay, yeah, we got a match. Okay. New spot. I'm going to tell it that I am doing SSB on 14.327. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, CQ Summits on the air. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. Now I'm going to pump the power up to 10 watts just to make it a little easier on other people to hear me. Since I've got this accessible, I may not have enough power to do this in my battery. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. Now, I could set up a message memory. In fact, I may do that right now. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. Now to save my voice. And I've got it on repeat now. This is beacon mode. So if I want to stop that, I just hit the key on my mic. And this saves my voice. I like this. This is like one of the coolest features about modern QRP transceivers, is that they can do voice keying, voice memory keying. Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. Man, it is hot out here. I'm used to this. I live in the mountains at like 3,300 feet, and around there, it's always going to be 15 degrees cooler than here, and I miss it on days like today. I'm not meant for, oh man, I CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the Air. Pretty sure my ancestors must have grown up in the Arctic regions, maybe Lapland or something. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the Air. Another reason I believe that is I have such horrible allergies. This in North Carolina, I have horrible allergies. Used to not bother me so much in Europe, though. I didn't have many allergies when I lived in Europe. In France, Germany, or England. You know what? Let's move down to 40 meters. Maybe we'll have more luck with 40 meters. Yeah, I'll be impatient and move down. Then maybe somebody tuning up to get me. It'd be nice to get one contact, but if I don't get it, it's okay. I've got my... Okay, one more call, and I'm going to tell him I'm QSYing. Okay, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima. I'm going to QSY. Any calls? Last calls for 20 meters. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima. Summits on the air. Okay, nothing heard. I'm going to QSY. Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, down to 40 meters. We'll get 40 meters to go and on single sideband since I'm here. Is this frequency in use? Look at that, a 1-to-1 to 1, 1.1 to 1. Is this frequency in use? This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima. Okay, so I just spotted myself, again using the SOTA app. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. See if I have any more luck on 40 meters. Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. This is Kilo 4, Sierra. Check the camera, make sure. Yeah, it looks like it's almost impossible for me to see this. The screen on this camera is like polarized, and for some reason at any like off angle I can't see the screen very well, so I just want to know it's recording. My SOTA activation yesterday on Rich Mountain, my phone, which was my camera for the day, it died on me because it overheated in the direct sunlight. It was hot that day. It was about 90 degrees, maybe a little shy of that, but it was in direct sunlight. It just didn't like it. I think this action camera, the Osmo Action, would do a lot better in that situation. I don't have the monitor volume up very loud on this, so you may not be able to hear me talking very well. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Summits on the air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima on Anderson Mountain, North Carolina, calling CQ for Summits on the Air.
November 4, Alpha Tango.
Is that Whiskey November 4, Alpha Tango? Great to hear you. You're about a 5x5 here on Anderson Mountain. QSL?
QSL is a 5x5. You're about a 4x4, 4x4 in Alabama. You have the call correct. It's Whiskey November 4, Alpha Tango. Over.
Roger, Roger. Great call. I really like the AT in your suffix there. Hey, 7-3s, my friend. Thank you for chasing me today, and have yourself a wonderful week.
Okay, 73s, and good luck. You're right there on the noise line for me, 73.
7-3s, my friend. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Summits on the Air.
Kilo 8, Romeo Alpha Tango.
Kilo 8, Romeo Alpha Tango. Mike, you're sounding great, man. You're about probably a 5x8, 5x9 here on Anderson Mountain. QSL?
Hi, Tommy. You're definitely a 5'9" here. Best signal I've heard from you in a long time. 5'9" Ohio. Go get him.
Roger, Roger. Thank you for that. I've got ants crawling up my leg right now. But so far, not too much QRM from all these towers around me. So thank you very much for watching the spots for me today. I'm operating my speaker wire with 10 watts and the KX2 right now in single sideband. Hey, 7-3s, my friend.
Oh, you're sounding great. 73, Tommy. Have a great afternoon.
You too. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Summits on the Air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima from Anderson Mountain, calling CQ for Summits on the Air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, calling CQ for Summits on the Air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, calling CQ for Summits on the Air. Whiskey 4, Norway, America. You got a great signal, 5x9 here on Anderson Mountain. QSL?
Yeah, QSL. Got QRM. What's your...
Roger, Roger on the 3x3. Roger, Roger on the 3x3. Thank you very much for the contact, my friend, and 7-3s.
7-3, have fun.
QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Summits on the Air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, calling CQ for Summits on the Air. CQ SOTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, calling CQ for Summits on the Air. Okay, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima. This is my final call. I'm going to QSY, maybe go down to the 60-meter band. This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima, Summits on the Air. Good enough. See if anybody's down here. I think I can tune this up. Now, I gotta tell you, if you hear me scream in a second, it's because I'm being bitten by gigantic ants. I don't know if these are carpenter ants or what, but there's like 2 or 3 of them that are just going all over me right now, and one of them went up my pant leg, so we'll see what happens. This is part of the deal with doing any kind of summit activation, even though right now this is the coziest summit activation I've had in a long time, and I'm just in a chair. Okay, let's see if we'll tune up. I've never tried this radio with this antenna on 60 meters, so I don't know. Ooh, not good. Let's try one more time. Yeah, it may not do 60 meters. In that case, we'll go up to 30 meters. It's trying to be persistent. Trying to work a little harder. Can it do it? If it's resonant, it won't be. If it matches the impedance, it won't be a very efficient antenna, though. No, it won't move up. Really, this is only meant to go down to like 40 meters. If I added a bunch of counterpoises, I could maybe go lower. I mean, I've done 60 meters on this, but with a different, well, that was with the X5105. It matched it, but it's not efficient when you do that. Whoops, what am I doing? Or maybe I should go up to, you know what? Let's go up to 17 meters. Why not? Ooh, it's a little noisier up here though. Okay, let me spot myself. So I just put in 18.088 and tell it it's CW. Save it. So this mountain is 472 meters, and this is what it looks like here on the map right now. We're well within the activation zone. This is kind of a flat, long summit. In fact, it is on the summit. There's not really another place, but the activation zone would be fairly large here. You can see here maybe where we're located, if you can read this. So we're about right there. There's Newton, Maiden, Lincolnton, Hickory. Charlotte's down here. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of airlines going across for Charlotte Douglas International Airport. This actually, yeah, it's not a nice summit, and that it's, you know, it's not bucolic or anything. I mean, there's trash everywhere. There are no views or anything like that, like we normally have if we're in a state park or a national park. But it's pretty peaceful, actually. Not a lot of people driving around. It could be worse. It's a nice drive-up site. I'll certainly hit this probably in the winter. I'm sure it's open all winter long, of course. I hear somebody in there. I don't know if that's for me or if it's somebody that's a little off frequency or something. Let's see. Ooh, this is really hard to hear, and I'm sure it's this S3 noise level. Okay, I'm not hearing anything in there right now, but that's pretty sure. Maybe they'll come up here in a little bit. Oh. So what I'm doing is I'm sending out a letter or a number that I got out of that call. Whoops. I'll have to keep on and call CQ a little bit, and maybe they'll come back up. I hope they're persistent with me. I really want to get this. 7 call. It's always good to have Foxtrot 4 Whiskey Bravo November. He is a reliable source of contacts from France. Merci bien pour ça. Oh, if I could just get the first part of their call. Okay, I just can't hear them. I don't know, maybe with nice DSP filtering, you can hear it in the video, but I just cannot pick that out right now. I'm gonna actually call this quits here in a second because I don't know how much room I have left on my video camera. And it's about time to head back. I heard that call ending in a D again. I think they're having as much trouble hearing me, actually. Okay, so the KX3 just knocked the power down to 5 watts, and that's because this is my third activation on this one charge of the internal battery. And it'll knock it down to 5 watts whenever the battery voltage starts to drop, and it'll run on 5 watts for ages. In fact, I only recently turned this up to 10 watts. This is the only time I've run 10 watts with this radio on this particular charge, and I'd already done 2 activations, so I'm not terribly surprised that it's doing this. I'm going to do about one more call, and I'm going to hop off here. I've got way more than I need for a valid summit activation, but I thought it'd be fun to add more in. Florida, North Carolina, Missouri, Kansas. I wrote over here, page, just to make sure that I didn't forget there's one more on here. We'll do one more call. There we go. Okay, that's done. Let's see how many we got in the end. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this would have been a park activation, this would have been a valid activation too. Actually, that's exactly what happened yesterday. I activated Rich Mountain as a SOTA entity only, right? Because I wasn't sure when I left to go out there if it was actually in a park. I knew it was near the Blue Ridge Parkway, but I didn't know if it was in a national park. Later, I went back home, looked on the CalTopo maps, and discovered that it was actually in Pisgah National Forest. So I submitted the logs as well to Pisgah National Forest, as Pisgah National Forest, which is, I think, K4510, and that made for a valid activation. And the funny part is, if I would have cut it short by even 1 contact and just had 9, I would have still submitted the logs to POTA, but it would have been considered an invalid or not a valid activation because I didn't have, you know, my full 10. Which I don't really care if it is or not, but it makes it look like you failed at your activation when you go back and look at them. You're like, why didn't I get that one? My summit activations actually are not correct in most of the records for summits on the, or excuse me, I'm saying summits. My park activations are not correct. I've got a lot of logs that just for some reason didn't do right. They didn't submit correctly, and unfortunately, a bunch of them show parks I've never been to that I had 1 contact in, which is just not correct at all. And but I don't really care. I'm not doing park activations for that reason at all. My summit activations are very clear because you submit those logs directly to the summit Summits on the Air website, and you can check them very quickly. But anyway, yeah. So I guess I'll hop off here now, and thank you very much for joining me today. But I think that my main point I want to get across is field activations are not something just for people who are kind of physically fit and are outdoorsy and all that stuff. You don't have to be any of those things in order to do field activations. I believe that radios like to be outdoors, and so that's the reason I do what I do. I just like getting out and exploring, especially exploring some of our public lands. I'm just walking around here now to see what else is on this site while I'm talking to you. You know, that's the thrill I get out of it. I do like hiking and doing all those things, but you don't need to do that. And in fact, with summits are sort of like islands on the air. There are people living in parts of the world where there just are no summits within a reasonable distance of where they live. And that's just kind of the nature of, you know, topographic prominences, I guess, which is what really Summits on the Air is all about, or those prominences that you're activating. And site's actually pretty, this is a pretty big area up here for towers. So there are people living in flat states, flat provinces, flat countries where there just are no summits. But you can always chase summits, of course. You can be a chaser. And that's really not not difficult to do at all. There are plenty of summits. You can be anywhere in the world and chase summits. Really not a problem. Hey, you can rent some tower space here as well. Wow. And I have to admit, and because I have friends that live in areas without summits, so they feel like they can't really activate summits unless they're on vacation or someplace where they can get to them. But if you don't live near a summit, consider doing Parks on the Air or Worldwide Flora and Fauna, because there are parks just everywhere. Everywhere. And they're adding a lot to the system. Worldwide Flora and Fauna have been around a really long time. And they have lots and lots of sites you can just drive up to, go to a picnic table, and play radio. And very easy to do, very accessible. And you get to explore some of the interesting public lands in the Parks on the Air program and Worldwide Flora and Fauna, and I like that. But you can also do SOTA too. As long as you have summits around, check and see if there are any that are drive-up summits. This is not just a game for outdoorsy people who are physically fit. I am certainly not that physically fit, trust me. And so don't be afraid to explore some of the summits, and especially if you know summit activators in the area, that is one of the key things to do. You can just get so much information from them if you contact them. And I'm probably not going to go all the way down there. I don't know what this building is down here, but it's got a gate up. I can't tell if the gate's closed, maybe not. No, it looks like it's another probably transmitter building. But anyway, if you know of a summit activator, just ask them what are some of the easy accessible summits, and you'll be able to find one. I'd love to be able to do islands on the air. That's something I'd love to do, but like I said, it's just not accessible here where I am, except maybe some lake islands somewhere that qualify for the IOTA program. But that's just the way it is. You probably have a park nearby, and I have to say I like parks because I'm usually able to experiment with more antennas when I go to parks. This summit's nice. There are trees here. Actually, I mean, this is the great thing. It has no redeeming qualities except the fact it's easy to do a summit activation here, which I consider that to be a redeeming quality. Plenty of trees to put up antennas. The ground, you could easily drive a spike in the ground for a vertical, or put a mast up if you wanted to. I mean, you could put a delta loop antenna up here if you wanted to, and probably get incredible results, actually. In fact, that gives me an idea. Maybe do a 20-meter delta loop and put it up here sometime. I could build one of those very easily. So that's a great thing about this site, is you're able to do that. And anyway, thank you again. I'm rambling on. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Thank you very much for watching this entire activation. If you have been able to watch this and the audio has made it all the way through and didn't clip out, congratulations. You deserve a small award. And feel free to subscribe, feel free to share this if you want to. And remember, I write a full field report of the entire activation on QRPer.com. If you just look in the comments below, you'll see that, a link to that site. And so I'll have all the equipment links and also the link to how I built that antenna and everything else. And ask any questions if you've got any questions. And thank you so much for the kind comments on the website and on YouTube. I really appreciate that. It makes it all worthwhile.